Hi guys, it's Amazing Purple Girl, and it's now Monday morning. Last night's Treetown Sound was rather interesting, a little bit exciting. So, first of all, the show started.
This is Treetown Sound with Matthew Altruda on Ann Arbor's 107.1.
Well, here we are in studio on this beautiful Sunday, April 21st, 2024.
And then it just, the normal music, Matthew. But then, as Matthew is wont to do, towards the end of the show, with about, less than 20 minutes to go, I'd say, he plays a rather interesting song. So he'd kind of been hinting on Twitter that there was some sort of secret message, and he played this.
This is Treetown Sound on Ann Arbor's 107.1.
Misery fell on the town when they lost all their...
So I'm not playing it here because I have already uploaded the audio of that song. Matthew very kindly gave me permission to upload it, so I did. And that's in a separate video for you to go and listen to. I can link the video. And then after that, he said this.
That is a special one going back to May 14th, 2009, in the very studio that I'm in right now. That was Tally Hall live with Misery Fell, a song written by Andrew Horowitz and sung by Rob Cantor and Joe Hawley. So what does that tell you? Things aren't always what they appear when you write music.
He talked about the song, and he talked about Andrew, Rob and Joe. Was Zubin not singing on this one? I hate to admit it, I'm not great at telling Joe and Zubin apart. I did think it might be Joe singing it. It's written by Andrew, so I guess it doesn't matter who sings it. And this does predate Good and Evil by more than 2 years. It could have had a change of lineup. So I'm really embarrassed to say I'm not sure if it was Zubin or Joe. But Zubin didn't get mentioned, only Joe and Rob on vocals. So then he went on to say this.
So there's no special thing about that song, but there could be something special if you find yourself in Ann Arbor on October 22nd. But who knows? But maybe we will know soon. We'll just leave it like that, and we can add some more later.
So something is definitely happening in Ann Arbor on the 22nd of October. This is the first time this date has come up. What's happening? Well, it's Matthew. He does not elaborate. He likes to be cryptic. We know that. It sounds like it is something to do with Andrew, Rob and Joe. This is a bit odd, but... yeah, so 22nd of October, put that in your diaries.
Can you imagine if we got some of the members of Wolfpack together for a special concert with some members of another band together for a special concert? Man, I would lose my mind with that Tally, Wolfie, Super Melt sandwich, but who knows? One can dream, right? Yeah. Ann Arbor bands uniting.
So finally, I have recorded proof that there is a solo album coming from a member of Tally Hall before autumn. People were saying, why is there no proof? Why is there no recordings? Well, there you go. Now there's finally a recording.
And I know I teased about someone in Tally Hall putting out a side project and a new album. And if anyone was questioning that, I just want to let you know very clearly that it's a fact that someone is, and it's coming before the fall. So buckle your seatbelts and get ready, and don't miss your chance to come to beautiful downtown Ann Arbor, Michigan this summer for Sonic Lunch.
So, yeah, it's true. He has confirmed it. I can't see why he would make it up. Then the show ended and Matthew made a series of very cryptic tweets. So starting with, okay, I'm not sure which one came first, but these ignore the times. These are my times, so this was 5 to 12 for me. Screaming. Then, what does this mean? And they were tweeted almost exactly at the same time. Then, straight away after, 1 minute later, tighten your ties and hold on. Then 6 minutes after that, oh, this Saturday will help with some foreshadow. Now, on Saturday, he did mention that Joe Hurtler is performing live on Saturday, that he's going to be at. But also, I know that it's the first of the Jukebox the Ghost shows that Andrew is opening for. So it might be something to do with that. And I know that Andrew is bringing special guests with him. I heard it's guests plural. Matthew knows who those guests are, so it could very likely, more likely to be the show that Andrew's at. So yeah, that's interesting. Then a minute after that, it's hashtag Rally Hall, call to arms. 17 minutes later, left my Jeep lights on during my radio show and now it's dead. Grr. Reminder to turn the lights off. All first letter capitalised. So annoyed. Yeah, turn the lights off. Another Tally Hall track. And then the final tweet, which I should not have been up for, was at 2:19 in the morning, my time, and it was a series of numbers 4, 24, 24, 11, and someone replied, and I have taken out users, even though they're public. If you go to Matthew's Twitter, you can see these replies and who made them, but 4 24 24 as in 24th of April 24. That's obviously reading the American format because these people are American. 11 question mark. Someone replied to that, maybe it means 24th of April 24 at 11 a.m. or p.m. And Matthew did reply correct with a trophy. Nice. Well done you get a trophy. And I already knew, even though Matthew has stated the openers for Sonic Lunch are being announced on the 26th of April, if you go to Sonic Lunch's Facebook, there's this image and it says openers April 24th, which matches 24 in Matthew's tweet. So I'm assuming they're getting announced at 11 a.m. on Wednesday. And the headliners, which he did state correctly, I say correctly, I'm sorry Matthew, it says Sonic Lunch's own Facebook. I thought you'd know. But it does say the 29th, which Matthew also has said for the headliners. All I can conclude is that someone from Tally Hall is going to be an opener for Sonic Lunch, and it's getting announced on Wednesday. So I will keep my eyes open. 11 a.m. In Michigan is 5 p.m. here. No, it's not. It's 4 p.m. It's 5 hours. It's 4 p.m. UK. So that's when I finish work. So I will keep an eye before I leave because I'll be in the office that day. So I'll have to keep an eye on the website and make a video as soon as I get home, because I'm sure you'd love to keep up with that information. So was there anything else he said that could be? I'm sure there was. I'm going to leave all the recordings of Matthew's show minus the music at the end of this so that you can all go and hear what he said and see if you can pick up any cryptic subliminal messages. I stayed up far too late. I should not have been up at 2:20 in the morning, but there you go, I did. And I've actually taken a few hours off this morning to get some more sleep. We'll see how that goes. But I will leave you with Mr. Altruder. While I'm listening, I'll see if I did miss anything and I can add that in. But for now, bye.
But I must be honest, I'm a little bit of a wreck right now. I am in studio here, live like I always am, on Ann Arbor's 1071 Treetown Sound, hosted by yours truly, Matthew Altruda. But today I come in the studio. You know, you don't always like change when you're doing your thing that you're very passionate about. And I come in and they switch the computers to the other side of the console on my mic. So the computers I've been looking at for like 12 years on my right are now on my left. So basically what I'm saying is we could get some train wrecks today, but it's not going to stop my roll. I'm fired up on this Sunday, and I was going to open up the show with this Iggy Pop birthday tribute, but Martin Van Dyke on his show before me played all the songs I wanted to play. So, like at the last minute, I was like, man, I can't play Iggy Pop. I can't play Passenger. I can wish him a 77th happy birthday. Talk about how he was raised in Ypsilanti and Ann Arbor and a member of the Stooges. And then I would have played Passenger and talked about how David Bowie's on keys on that song. But Martin played it. I'm not going to. So happy birthday, Iggy Pop. We shifted things super fast. And, you know, this show is going to be a little bit funky. Couple reasons. Number one, Joe Dart celebrated a birthday this week, the bass player from Wolfpack. So we're going to get funky. So that's a fact. That's coming this show. If you're tuned in for some secret messages, well, you might just get them if you pay attention, because there's a lot going on in the world of Ann Arbor music coming up over the next week. We have Ann Arbor, or Bank of Ann Arbor's Sonic Lunch is announcing their openers this week on the 26th. Their headliners on the 29th. Ann Arbor Summer Festival is about to announce their lineup. There is so much good music coming to Ann Arbor and the surrounding areas. Please put them all on your radar. Support these events that are incorporating music. They absolutely want you to come. You need to come. Let's dance. Come on. Pretty easy. Also today, I want to give a special shout out to Paul Feeney and his wife, Anna. They ran an amazing disc golf tournament, the 35th annual No Fooling at Hudson Mills. I was lucky enough to play 3 days in a row. You know, I don't have any time, and I love disc golf. So getting out to the course was incredible. So shout out to Paul and Anna. A3 Disc, if you are looking to join a club. Incredible people, incredible tournament. So thank you for doing all you do for growing disc golf in our community. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's like golf, but you play with frisbees. Way cooler than ball golf. Okay, so we're going to start off with Stevie Wonder. You know, I had to make some quick changes, and I was like, it's very superstitious. I'm going to get funky. I want some Stevie. So you got your dancing shoes on. You ready to do this? We're going to start off proper. We're going to get in our back in the daysicle here on Treetown Sound. Go back to 1972, The Talking Book. This is Stevie Wonder with Superstition. The one and only Detroit's very own Stevie Wonder with Boogie on Reggae Woman, all fulfilling this first finale from 1974. Before that was Superstition from The Talking Book from 72. That was our Iggy Pop birthday celebration, because Martin played all the Iggy Pop songs I wanted to leading out of his radio show Into Mine. And so what best can you do? You're like, let's rock some Stevie. You know, Iggy loves Stevie, and they rhyme. So we are killing it here on Treetown Sound. And there was a song released on Friday that is very special to me. You know that feeling when one of your favorite artists releases a song and you're like, well, I'm going to be listening to that song for the rest of my life. And that song's going to be stuck in my head for the next month. And I'm going to be listening to that song, you know, 5, 6, 7 times a day, daily, until I get it out of my system. And that's currently where I'm at right now with Joe Hertler and the Rainbow Seekers. They're performing this Saturday night, April 27th, at the Magic Stick in Detroit. The show is not sold out yet, but I assume it will. going to Detroit to see Joe is very special. I hope to do that on Saturday. I need more Joe Hurtler and the Rainbow Seekers in my life. This brand new single is called Turn This Train Around. And I mean, Joe Hurtler does everything. He writes the songs that make you cry and they're slow. And I'm not trying to compare him to Billy Joel, but when he's ready to get the crowd dancing, man, there's no more hype touring band on earth. And if you haven't seen Joe Hurtler and the Rainbow Seekers yet and don't know who I'm talking about, well, the first thing you need to do is go to his Spotify and just pick a song because all of them are incredible. So we're going to represent proper here right now on Tree Town Sound. Banger alert. Yes, this song is going to make you go to Spotify or to see the incredible music video that features Olivia, the Sonic Lunch VW bus, and the Get Up Vintage, and all different businesses in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Joe Hurtler and the Rainbow Seekers knocked it out of the park. All right, for a debut on Tree Town Sound. Man, I didn't want this to rhyme. Oh, it's going to rhyme, though. All right, we'll just do it. And for a debut on Tree Town Sound, it's Turn This Train Around. That was cheesy. Regardless, Joe Hurtler on Tree Town Sound. Wonder, which was released in 2023. I've played 11 of the 13 tracks on this radio show. What I Want just makes you feel good. It makes you want to dance, just like the majority of all Joe Hurtler and the Rainbow Seekers music. You can catch them this Saturday night, April 27th at the Magic Stick. It's Majestic, Detroit. It's all connected. You can go there and find tickets. Hopefully, I will see you there, and if you don't see me, then you weren't on the dance floor. Before that was Joe's brand new single, Turn This Train Around. We just got nothing but bangers here on Tree Town Sound. When we come back from this break, we're going to be hearing from, arguably one of the most iconic bass lines in the history of music, and it's from 1967. And it might surprise you, but James Jamerson changed the game with this song and brought the bass falling into place. And then we all know what's coming. Quick shout out to Hidden in the Sand Discord from listening. Yeah, we represent everybody here on Tree Town Sound today. Follow me live on Twitter at Tree Town Sound. We come back from this break. We're going to hear some iconic bass on Tree Town Sound. Here at first, but the Funk Brothers there give you one of the most iconic bass lines in the history of music. I mean, that's up there with I Heard It From the Grapevine, and both those songs feature James Jamerson on bass, who inspired a full generation that bass is a lead instrument, and he brought it from the shadows of being hidden behind to the driving force which turned into Motown and R&B music. And a lot of the music that we listen to today was inspired by James Jamerson's bass playing, a true legend that needs to be celebrated on this radio show absolutely as much as possible. The song Ain't No Mountain High Enough from 1967, Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. And it just tells you, it basically sums up to just never give up on the one you love, never give up on the thought of people reuniting or people loving, and just hold that so close to your heart. And if you love it, you got to fight for it, folks. Nothing is handed out in this world. So if you love someone, hold them close and let them know as much as possible. Speaking of true love, we can talk about Joe Dart, the bass player from Wolfpack, who turned 33 years old on the 18th, which was on Thursday. And it's hard to believe that Joe Dart is only 33 years old. It's also hard to believe, if you've been around the Ann Arbor music scene, that Joe Dart is 33 years old, born in 1991. And a lot of the bass magazines and bass experts all over the world are currently ranking bass players constantly, just like everything we do as humans. Like, this song's number one, and I rank this, and this bass basketball, you name it. People are trying to rank everything. It's just part of human nature. And basically every single top 10 list of alive bass players, you're going to see Wolfpack's Joe Dart. And he's someone who is inspiring full generations of bass players, and he's been on this show a lot, and Wolfpack has played Sonic Lunch, and they're dear friends of mine. But put all that aside, this boy has some of the most extreme talent and one of the funkiest individuals on earth who always keeps it in the pocket. So we're going to get on our back in the daysicle. And we're not going to ride very far. We're going to go back to September 28th, 2019, the day that Wolfpack sold out the iconic Madison Square Garden in New York City with no record label, with no manager. It was just that big and that cool, and the fan base loves them that much. So we're going to be playing two songs live from Madison Square Garden that really, man, it's hard to believe that a human can play bass like this, but we're going to do it proper. We're going to start off. This is Tesla, live from Madison Square Garden, featuring Joe Dart on the Joe Dart bass. This is Wolfpack on Treetown Sound. And only Ann Arbor's very own Wolfpack on Treetown Sound, Ann Arbor's 1071. And that was for Joe Dart's birthday, who turned 33 this week. And I figured we should play some live Wolfpack because that is exactly how Joe Dart plays bass. It's hard to believe it is even real. I mean, can you imagine if we got some of the members of Wolfpack together for a special concert with some members of another band together for a special concert? Man, I would lose my mind with that Tally, Wolfie, Super Melt sandwich, but who knows? One can dream, right?
Yeah.
Ann Arbor bands uniting. It is the 200-year Ann Arbor bicentennial this year, so, I mean, anything is possible, of course, when you're celebrating the great city of Ann Arbor. Well, this next song, I haven't played on Treetown Sound in kind of a long time for this show, and it's one of my most absolute favorite songs. There are certain songs that you can imagine yourself driving and the sun is rising and you've been up all night, but for some reason you're not really tired and you see a city in the distance, and as the sun rises and you're alone and you're thinking about your life and your love and your next move, and all of a sudden you're almost home. Well, imagine that as we listen to one of my favorite artists, Michigander. We're going back to Midland, to one of his older songs, but still one of my favorites. This is East Chicago, Indiana on Treetown Sound.